What's up, folks? It is Jafer, and today we're going to take a look at Pulsar's latest gaming mouse. Now, earlier this year, if you saw my review, they released the Xlite wired mouse, and while a lot of folks did recognize its shape being similar to the EC2, I think it went kind of underrated because of its extreme cutout skeleton form that I thought was really awesome because it was still structurally sound. The mouse performed really well. It was also under $50, which is insane. A couple months later, they decided to update the mouse to a better cable, so they're listening to reviewers, and it seems to be a trend because now they've released the wireless version of the Xlite, and a lot of what's been put into this is a lot of what the community's been asking for. So let's take a look. The Pulsar Xlite Wireless is the same dimensions as before. You're looking at 122 millimeters long, 66 millimeters wide, and 42 millimeters high. It's your standard size of an EC2 shaped variant that we've all seen and been accustomed to at this point. So if you're looking for something similar and you've already got a Model D, a G403, or a G703 chilling on your desk, look no further, as this is definitely going to be something that's a pretty close match. Coming in at 58 grams on a wireless offering is absolutely insane, given its price point of only $74.95 USD. Comparatively, the wired version was 48 grams, so adding 10 grams more for the addition of wireless, I'll take that any day. Structure of the mouse has not changed from its wired brother. It's still extremely sturdy, with flex only apparent if you really kind of crank on it, so you're not going to see anything during normal use. There's still cuts along the side, but they're not noticeable or uncomfortable like your run-of-the-mill honeycomb cutouts that you're going to see on other offerings. The surface is matte with a slight grip to it, nothing sticky, and the fingerprints are really a non-factor on my white copy. Under the hood, we have a return to the 3370 sensor, a staple in the wireless gaming mouse scene these days, allowing low power consumption without sacrificing any performance. You do have 4 DPI presets that are default. You can download the software to adjust that or your liftoff distance, and default is at 1 millimeters. You have your basic stuff there. It's not really anything exciting as far as software goes, but if you do want to avoid downloading any software at all, just hold down mouse 1, 3, and 4 for 3 seconds, and it'll switch between those presets or default DPI options. Gone are the Omron 20mm switches, and thankfully so, as Pulsar has kept a close ear on the scene and went with the Cal GM 8.0s, which are really fan favorites at this point. Despite the upgrade on mouse 1 and 2 with those better switches, I will say the one thing that they kind of left behind is going to be the scroll wheel. It's still the same scroll wheel that we had with the wired version, and even then I wasn't a real big fan of it because of its low tactility. It's very snug, but it just feels overall loose. I'd like to have something like a little bit of tension, so I can definitely get that feedback when I am using that scroll wheel. Side buttons have minimal pre-travel with a little bit of post-travel that's commonly found on most side buttons, and you do have some post-travel that's a little noticeable on mouse 1 and 2, but nothing that's been dramatic or impactful when I was gaming. The much improved mouse feed on the wireless version is another testament to Pulsar listening to the community. Gone are those tiny cornered mouse feet, and in place are 2 large feet that offer much more surface area. They are tapered with 100% grade PTFE material. It's vastly smoother than those old ones, and it's just further highlighting the approach that Pulsar is taking with their products, and it's something that needs to be recognized, so big props to them. My game time with the Xlite Wireless was an adjustment, I'll be honest with you. I've been maining the Razer Viper Ultimate for over a year now, one that is really the polar opposite of an ergo like the Xlite Wireless. But once I was able to dial in, I felt like I've been using it for months. Claw gripping the Xlite for lengthy game sessions was not uncomfortable in the slightest, and I can say with confidence that if you have the same grip of a claw or even a palm, you're going to feel right at home with this as well. If you are using a fingertip though, you're going to have massive hands because unfortunately with the ergo shape and that hump at the top, it's just not going to work out well. Now, I have no problem using wired mice, but I've definitely been an advocate of companies cutting the cord and going wireless. The Xlite Wireless is a prime example of proven wireless gaming at an affordable price. I did not experience a single hiccup, being at 100% battery all the way down to 18%, which is something that you can only monitor on the software, sadly. With using the included USB-C cable and its adapter, you can either lay it in front of the mouse pad or simply plug it directly into the PC. I used both methods and there was no interference present in any case. That same USB-C cable is used to charge that 70-hour battery life, and thankfully the opening on the mouse, if you were to happen to lose that specific cable, it does seem like you'll be able to use any standard USB-C cable without any issues. I will admit though, I've been pretty spoiled with charging docks as of late, and maybe that's something Pulsar can explore for another mouse down the road. To really wrap things up, I love the Xlite Wired, I love Pulsar's approach to things, and they've only gone up with the wireless version. They haven't done any downgrades or cheapened anything. It's the same solid mouse, but only in a wireless option, and it's coming under $80, which is absolutely insane when we're seeing the market of premium or even OEM shapes being over $100, $120. You know, as much as there's a ton of R&D developed over on the Logitech and Razer side, I do think the folks over at Pulsar is definitely giving them a run for their money as more and more folks take an affordable approach to their mice. And I have to appreciate them taking the chances on having such a low price option for an ever-growing wireless demand. That does it for me though. I am Jafer. If you did like the video, please throw a like, and of course hit that subscription button. That always means a ton. Definitely stay tuned for more content, and I do got a lot of stuff behind that door that I need to work on. Until next time, you guys stay safe.